Beneath the surface of Pennsylvania, under layers of soil that have been accumulating for longer than human memory, researchers found the architectural bones of a civilization that shouldn't exist. Not in the way we've been told history exists. The structures date to approximately 14,000 years ago. That's 8,000 years before we thought anyone organized enough to build anything substantial ever set foot in North America. To hold that number, 14,000 years ago, the last ice age was still retreating. Woolly mammoths still roamed parts of North America. According to the timeline we've been taught, humans were subsistence hunters following animal herds. They had no settlements, no architecture, no trade, no reason to stay anywhere long enough to build. And yet beneath the Appalachian foothills, in stratigraphic layers that have been verified and cross-dated by 3 independent labs, there are the unmistakable remains of foundation stones, post-molds, organized storage facilities, the kind of infrastructure that requires not just settlement but planning. The scale of what's been found is still being measured. The excavation site covers 40 acres. 40 acres is roughly the size of 30 football fields. That's just the mapped section. Ground-penetrating radar suggests the actual settlement extended across nearly 200 acres. Imagine an area the size of 150 football fields, all belonging to a single organized community, all predating the Younger Dryas impact by thousands of years, all somehow invisible to the official historical record until 3 weeks ago. The structures themselves tell a story the textbooks never prepared us to read. There are what appear to be communal granaries, stone foundations with specific ventilation patterns that suggest sophisticated understanding of food preservation. There are alignments to celestial bodies. There are tool caches positioned in ways that indicate not random abandonment but deliberate placement. This wasn't a settlement. This was a knowledge system a people who understood their landscape well enough to build it into it, not just on top of it. The pottery fragments recovered from the middle layers don't match any known pre-Columbian North American tradition, but they do match ceramics found in Asia, not identically, but closely enough that the research team carefully, knowing what they are risking professionally by even suggesting it, used the phrase unexpected connectivity. In academic language, that's a scream. That's someone holding up evidence of trade networks spanning continents at a time we are supposed to believe humans were still in the Paleolithic. Here's the silence no one is filling. This civilization didn't vanish. The structures don't show signs of catastrophic abandonment. There's no layer of ash, no skeletal evidence of plague or warfare. The settlement appears to have been deliberately covered. Soil was brought in methodically, packed down, sealed, and then for 12,000 years no one built on top of it. No one farmed it intensively. It was left untouched, as if everyone in the region understood without ever saying it explicitly that something sacred or forbidden lay beneath. When European colonizers arrived in Pennsylvania in the 1600, the Lenape and other Haudenosaunee peoples had oral traditions about the old builders, peoples who came before, who built in the old way, whose knowledge was buried so it could not be stolen. Historical records written by colonizers dismissed these oral accounts as mythology, as poetic metaphor, as the kind of thing indigenous peoples say when they don't have written history. But what if the oral tradition was more accurate than the written denial? What if the erasure wasn't natural, the forgetting that comes with time, but intentional? A choice made by communities who understood that some knowledge, once uncovered, couldn't be controlled. The research team has been careful not to make claims beyond what the excavation data supports, but the implications are already rippling through the corridors of archaeology in ways that make institutions uncomfortable. Because this discovery doesn't just add a chapter to the history we know, it suggests the entire framework we've been using to understand pre-Columbian North America is fundamentally incomplete. It suggests we've been reading a story with the first quarter of the book torn out, and we've been so confident in our reading of the remaining pages that we never questioned whether we were starting mid-sentence. The discovery raises questions we don't yet have answers for. Where did this civilization come from? What caused its abandonment? Were they related to the peoples who were here when Europeans arrived, or were they something different? Did later peoples deliberately seal the site, understanding its significance? And most urgently, how many other sites like this exist, buried under the assumption that they couldn't exist? What sits beneath Pennsylvania now isn't just an archaeological site. It's a pressure point, a place where what we've been told about history and what actually happened begin to separate visibly. The excavation is ongoing. More findings are coming. And with each layer that's carefully removed, the silence grows, the shoulders drop. The breath that was held for generations, the certainty that you were right to suspect something was missing from the official story, finally finds permission to leave the chest. And in that small, private moment when no one's watching, you let yourself recognize what you've always known. The real history of this land goes much deeper than anyone wanted us to see.